everyone, welcome back to another episode of Immigration Dream University. My name is Attorney Tadisha Rowe. I'm your attorney at American Legal Immigration Center located in the DMV in the United States. I do practice nationally, and if you're looking to come to the United States, I can possibly assist you with that as well. So on today's episode of Immigration Dream University, we're going to talk about something that is very fitting for this time of year. And it is because we are in the height of tax season. And as most of you know, we just got great news this week where taxes have been extended. The filing is now due sometime in May. You can go to irs.gov to check that information out. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is a question that I get often from my immigrant clientele, and whether or not it is a good idea for them to get an individual taxpayer ID number, also known as an ITIN, from the government. Now, I always advise my clients that yes, you always want to show to immigration that you are doing what you are supposed to do during the time that you're residing here in the United States, which could be a number of things. It's compliance with the laws, making sure that you're not getting in trouble, that you're not getting arrested. It's also paying your taxes. I found that when I can present to, let's say, the judge, for instance, that my client has been a tax-paying member of the United States Society for X number of years, that it definitely weighs positively in their favor. There are certain forms of relief where you do have to prove how long you have been in the United States, such as if you're looking for cancellation of removal. If you find yourself in immigration removal proceedings. And one of the things that they look at as proof is if you have filed taxes during those years. So you may be wondering, okay, well, how do I get an ITIN if I don't have legal status here? Well, the ITIN, which I'm just using for short, again, for the individual taxpayer identification number, is a way for people who may not otherwise be able to pay taxes to pay taxes. So it is a 9-digit number, just as a social security number is. Obviously, when you have a social security number, that means that you are legally present in the United States, or in most circumstances, because it is issued by the government. However, if you're not in a form of status to get you that social security number, the ITIN is your next best bet. It is also a 9-digit number. And what it does is it allows you to report your earnings to the IRS, and you can pay taxes on that. Some people might say, well, you know, if you're making money under the table, why do you need to pay taxes? But I'm telling you that for immigration purposes especially, that is going to weigh in your favor when you go to get your legal status. So you may wonder, well, okay, if I don't have a social security number and I'm able to secure a job and I am making money anyway, why do I really need to pay taxes? Well, first of all, because it is your obligation to do so, but not only that, this is going to prove to the government that you do want to be in compliance if you are given the opportunity to legalize your status. And again, it serves as proof of X number of years of presence that you've had in the United States when you're applying for certain forms of relief. So there are a couple of things to remember about an individual taxpayer identification number. First is that it does not give you legal status in the United States. Second is that it is not actually a social security number. So if you are asked for a social security number, please do not give that ITIN number in place of the social security number as though it is your social security number. You have to be very specific and let them know that it is an ITIN number that allows you to file taxes. However, it is not proof of your social security number or proof of your legal status. You also will not get as many benefits as you would with a social security number as other tax-paying people who do have that social security number. However, you do get certain benefits, and in some cases you may even qualify for the child tax credit. Now, in order to get an ITIN, I do recommend that you contact an accountant or a CPA, someone who is a tax professional who may be able to assist you with that. If you do attempt to do it on your own, you're going to have to follow the instructions on Form W7, W as in West 7, and that can be found on irs.gov. You will need to complete that form in its entirety, and you also need to complete your tax returns, and you would file those forms together and be sure to follow the other instructions, which they're going to ask for certain documentation to prove that they should give you that ITIN number. You do not have to be physically present at the time that you apply for the ITIN number. If you're an investor, a foreign investor, and you are making income from some kind of investment in the United States and it is taxable income, then you can also apply for an ITIN number. Okay guys, so one of the questions that I often get from my clients is whether or not an ITIN is going to weigh against them or allow immigration to track them if it's used for tracking purposes. In actuality, it is not. Believe it or not, you probably do enough here on a daily basis that somehow the government may have some idea of you already being here. So if something should happen to put you into removal proceedings, having that ITIN and proof of your tax filing is actually going to work in your favor. I mentioned before cancellation of removal. In certain cases, you have to prove that you've been here for X number of years. And if you have tax documentation to show that, that is one of the strongest proofs of presence that you can actually provide in those circumstances. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that the IRS does not gather this information and then send it over to immigration, okay? So in all cases where I've had to present tax documentation from clients who've been savvy enough to apply for that ITIN number and file their taxes, it works in their favor. I use that in cancellation. That's when people are actually in immigration proceedings. I also use it for certain waivers to prove that although this person may not have had legal status, they were still going above and beyond to try to comply with laws that are here in the United States. Sorry guys, I hope that this information was helpful to you guys. Have a wonderful morning, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Oh, and if this information was helpful, please do like and subscribe, and I would love to get your feedback. You can ask me questions in the comment section below, and of course I will reply back as soon as I can. All right guys, bye.